What's up everyone, V here, and today I got a bit of a different video to our usual reviews. Yeah, you obviously know what it is because you saw the thumbnail and read the title, so you know what it is, but I have been teasing a project I've been working on the past couple videos, and if you follow me on Instagram, MoonKnightXO, you saw me building it, so yeah, if you want to see me do more of these things, go check out my Instagram. I have a step-by-step process and videos in my highlights on how I made them. But today I'm going to be showing a custom I made. I don't make too many customs because I'm not that great and I don't got the money or the skill. But I went to see Quantumania. Absolutely loved the movie, I gotta say. Definitely my favorite Ant-Man movie. Great start to Phase 5, honestly. And spoilers, by the way, for that movie, they're going to be in this because this is a whole quantumania type video. But I went into it expecting to be absolutely in love with Kang, and I left being in love with a different character, and his name is Darren. Yes, I went into that movie. I knew Modok was going to be in it, but I didn't exactly know how much, and I'm glad he showed up a lot. And I came out of the theater wanting a Modok figure. But there's only one Modok figure in Marvel Legends scale. It's $50. I don't got that kind of cash. And also, it's from the comics, not the movie. So I decided, why not try to make a custom of it all? Now, I have dabbled in customs before, years ago I used to make a bunch of custom Legos, and I even did a bit of sculpting on some of them. Not the best, really rough, might I add. And some painting, but I remember walking in my room and I saw this Lego piece that was shaped kind of like Modok, and I was like, man, I really should make a Modok custom. So here he is, bum 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 bum, Darren in all of his glory. So yeah, let me break down how I made him. Again, if you really want to see a step-by-step, go check out my Instagram, MoonKnightXO. I did a step-by-step on how I build it, and there's a bunch of pictures and videos of the process and all I did. So if you want to know exactly in-depthly how I made this and everything, go check that out. But yeah, so he is really big. Let's just get a side view as well. As you can tell, he is being held up by a Lego stand. Let me just bring in an Ant-Man real quick for a size comparison. That's how big this Modok figure is. So yeah, let me break down what I did. So when I saw that Lego piece, I realized the circumference, it was like a circular piece, and it's about the size around that Modok would be. So I was like, okay, let me try to make him then. And I was like, let me try to make it. Number one, I want to tell you this right now. Any imperfections proportionally are because I did not plan it out. In fact, I didn't even think about sculpting it until the third day I was working on it. So, I made a rough base out of Legos. I took the one round thing, I built up from it, built a little bit down. That's why he can be put on a Lego brick, because if you look down here, you can see where that Lego piece was, because I needed him to have a stand, because, I mean, you can sit him down, but come on, that doesn't look good. He needs to be hovering in the air. Also, I decided, because I thought it looked cool, to leave this piece. You can see more of the Lego bits, because I wanted him to have, the thruster, and I thought that looked cool. But yeah, basically, got this stand. He became too heavy. It was originally just this, but he became too heavy, so I needed some back support. Basically, plop it in. Bada bing, bada boom. Modok's in the air. I meant to have the hole in the back, but I kind of messed it up, because there was a piece in the front and then behind the thruster. And I meant to do it behind the thruster, but I goofed it, so it has to be in front of the thruster, which it's alright. It's not the most noticeable. But yeah, I made the base out of Legos. Then I decided my original plan was to wrap it in tape and then put masking tape over it and just color all those details in, and then put tinfoil in the face area, masking tape over that, and try to sculpt it. And then I realized, how the hell is that supposed to work? And also, it will look like trash. Thank God my tape didn't work. So then I decided I'm going to try to sculpt it. But first, we needed it to be more proportional because he was very blocky and angular. So I decided, I just elbowed my elbow, but I decided to fill in the gaps with tinfoil, tape it, tinfoil, tape it. So over all the Lego is tinfoil and some tape, to smooth it out, curve it out a bit more. Then I went into the sculpting, and if some areas look rough, it's because I had to resculpt a lot, because after the sculpting, I realized something. His face hole was too small, because it originally, this part, because right here is where this ended, so it was like right here to right here, and I was like, that's not right, so I had to chip it down and down, but I sculpted the chair in one go, so if there's a lot of rough areas on the chair, it's because I sculpted basically 90% of the chair before I, baked it. So when I was trying to sculpt, this area had clay on it, and it wasn't hardened, so if I tried to smooth something in, my finger would push in here, it'd make a dent and all that. It was rough, but again, my first time really using polymer clay, because that's what I used for this. Not my first time, because I used it in school, but this is my first time, using it on my own for a project like this. So yeah, I did go back and touch up a few areas, fix this spot with clay, and then add, things around and all that, and that, because I didn't exactly know how well it would go. So yeah, and then I sculpted the face all on my own. I've had a bit of experience sculpting faces. I sculpted a Thanos face for school and a shrunken head for school, but this was pretty difficult. So yeah, that explains why he's not perfect. Also, I messed up and both of these upper eyebrow things broke off. Wow. Cuz it didn't come in gold. It was black clay. It was tan clay for the face and skin. That's not painted, but all the gold and silver and stuff, that was originally black clay, so I had to paint it, but I had to mask off all these areas because I didn't want to get any gold paint on here. That kind of ripped those off. So I had to touch up. And originally, when I made the face, I had a piece end up here, but I was like, he needs a bit more space underneath here, and that's how I sculpted all the way down here, and then I had to fix that. So yeah. Again, not the best proportionally, but I still think he came out pretty good. So yeah, he was a lot. He took a week to make, and that face was really rough to sculpt. 'Cause it was just very difficult, and I was worried I wasn't going to be able to do it, but I'm glad it came out pretty well. And these arms, these legs, let's go over the legs because they're a lot more simple. They're just a Marvel Universe, the Legends figures that are 3 inches tall. It was from a Black Panther. That wasn't my favorite because he had the arm thing where it can't go all the way down. I popped them off, I glued them in, and this glue was great. Not even a minute after I glued it in, I held him from the leg and just did that, and it didn't come out. Because yeah, I needed really small legs, and the legs that went with these arms didn't work. But these arms, you might ask, oh, they got a bit of detail. They're a bit bigger. They're from another custom I did. Now, this wasn't painted or sculpted or anything, but back in 2021, when Black Widow dropped, it was 2021. I bought all the figures, and there was a Yelena. Yelena figure sucked. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I decided to make a custom. I took, as you can see here, I took the legs and head off of the Yelena figure. You can just pop them off the ball joint, but that broke while I was trying to get it all off, which sucks. And then her hands and the head, and got the snowsuit Black Widow from that like deluxe set, put it all on there, grabbed the Infinity War Black Widow's vest, because I broke that one figure's arm, so it kind of was useless. Put it on this figure, because the vest looked miles better. Now, the vest did break, but it's alright. And, yeah. So, that just left me with one fodder figure. And, of course, it was perfectly proportioned arms that had nice detail that I could use for Modok. So, these are Yelena's arms, and I painted them with a mixture of like red, blue, bit of white, because the arms were originally white. Problem is though, I didn't have my purple paint. I had a bunch of paint that was really good, but I lost the purple paint. I must have forgot to pack it when I moved because I hadn't used the paint in a while, so I might have just thrown it out. So I had to use this one paint that if you take a nail to it, this will all probably come off. That's why I didn't paint the legs, because the legs were already black. These were white, so I had to paint them. But it's not too noticeable, I'll be honest with you. But that means you can't really articulate the arms. But I did glue them in. And all the silver detail, Sharpie. The red is the same kind of paint as here, and I painted the eyes too, white. And then I used Sharpie for the irises, yeah. And his eyebrows. His eyebrows were a tricky thing, because I didn't want to paint them, because I knew it'd probably look horrific. I didn't want to Sharpie it, though, either, because I knew that's permanent, I'm probably going to mess that up. So I decided to take a charcoal pencil, make it, like, make the shape of the eyebrows, then put an eraser over it, like, once or twice, so that way you can kind of, like, see, like, the lined texture to it, and you can kind of see a bit of skin underneath, making it look like eyebrows. And yeah, I think it came out pretty good. So yeah, let me just pop him off the stand. We'll get a closer look. Also, yeah, he can sit on his own because this is very smooth, because I had to sit him down for him to... I couldn't put this in, because, you know, it probably would have melted, because the Legos did melt. He's got to oven bake this. So I did leave him with a bit of a flatness on the bottom, but that just means he can sit. So yeah, let's get a closer look at him, because yeah, I'm really proud of him. Zooming in on that face, it's not the best. In fact, before sculpting this, it was like a year since I last sculpted a face. So yeah, I definitely needed to warm up a bit, and I had to watch a few YouTube videos, but I think it came out alright. It's a face. It's not perfectly Darren, but I told myself, this Modok figure's not perfect in general. It doesn't have all the details, not everything's 100% accurate, because I had to base this figure mostly off of pictures from theaters. But I did use a couple references from the Pop, and from, I think, one of the Marvel mobile games. They had a Quantumania, not Ant-Man, Modok in it. But yeah, so I think the face came out alright. He's got a mouth, he's got like the eyes, eyebrows, nose. It's a face. It looks like a face. Whether or not it's perfectly like Darren, it's alright. I can live with it. Now, there was supposed to be more silver, but the silver Sharpie died. Brand new silver Sharpie, it could barely get this detail. So I was going to put silver around here and some up here, but it just wasn't going to work out. But yeah, I got his like heart monitor thing. I didn't color it black or with lines or anything, because quite frankly, it was eating up my Sharpie, and I was like 100% sure I'd probably like get black Sharpie on the edges and mess it up. But it's alright, it's there, it looks nice. Got more details for the chair. Now these pieces that come out, these are 100% clay. You can kind of see how I did that. I had a piece come out, I blended it in, and then I put the bottom piece, folded it, and then blended it there. Isn't perfect, but you know, it gets the job done. He's also a bit heavy. Then get to the side. not all these details are accurate, because again, like, it wasn't supposed to, like, it was originally going to be like these details were supposed to be like for this, but I had to move it down a bit more, so it got a bit messed up. And yeah, I closed in the face a bit more, so that's why that's there. But yeah, I got all that detail. Made sure to get these 3 thingies that were there. Silver there. Better look at those arms. And then again at the, like, bottom of him. But yeah, and then got the top of his head. Top of his head was surprisingly difficult, I gotta say. So if it came out lumpy, that's why. And get to the back. And he did have a lot of weird layered things going on, where he had like 1 layer, 2 layers, but then this like square thing that sat above it all. Tried to get some like line work there, and then like these lines and everything. Then come down to this side. Got more of the lines, painted gold and everything. Tried to blend that, didn't come out perfect, but yeah, and then got silver, more silver in there. That arm, his little legs, and got the little band that goes across the middle of his head with the little beam there. And yeah, I really like how he came out. Articulation wise, he literally just has that. But it's alright. He didn't need a whole lot of articulation. I just wanted to have a Modok figure. And I've seen a couple Modok customs. I've never seen anyone do unmasked Modok. So I guess I might be one of the first ones. So that's awesome. So yeah, for comparisons, here he is next to Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think I got the proportions pretty good. You know, he might need to be a bit higher up, but yeah. Now this video was originally going to be multiple Quantumania customs. I wanted to buy another Wasp, paint it up to be Cassie. I was going to try to make a Kang custom, but we ran out of money with Modok. And because, he's... before we get into the fun ones, let's just get into our average comparisons. For Black Series and Transformers, here are these two. So yeah, he is a big boy. And then for DC and Halo, here are Green Boys. And even then, they're like only a little bit taller than him. And now for some more fun comparisons. Here he is next to Moon Knight, because, it's our whole theme going on. Then next to some AIM boys, we have just a normal AIM scientist. And the Scientist Supreme, I think that's what he's called. I just got this guy. I'll probably do a video on these two AIM boys. Oh, did I chip the paint? No, it's good. I might do a video on these two AIM boys. I was going to get the 2-pack, but then I decided against it. I still got a lot of stuff to get out. Yeah, sorry for the big space in videos. I just got a lot of stuff working on. Like, if you saw the last post, Wham's cover. Trying to do a bit more of those. I got another one coming out soon. Stay tuned for that. Hope you enjoy them. But yeah, AIM boys. Oh yeah, I guess this is the last two. And for some Kangs, here he is next to He Who Remains. And Kang himself, which will probably be the next review because, yeah, I thought He Who Remains could hold me off, but I just needed a Kang figure, and this Kang figure is great. And just a little teaser for another video. This bad boy. Oh, doggy, I'm excited for that one. And yeah, I have these two next to each other, but I can't have them be together for that long because I live in fear. This abomination is heavy as hell and huge, and I'm afraid he's gonna fall and just shatter Modok. But yeah, so I kind of have the superhero squad boys together. But yeah, that's about it. I'll give you one last 360 of Modok. Is it perfect? No. It's probably horrifically inaccurate in a lot of ways. And it's not perfect. But this is just to hold me off until Hasbro makes a Modok figure, and I'm hoping to God that it's an unmasked and maybe has mask as an optional, but I hope you can at least have an unmasked because I'll cry. But if they don't make an unmasked and just make a masked, then I have this guy to be in my collection. And I'm really proud of it, It's not perfect, but I'm honestly proud of it, I think I like how he came out. Although this is a better angle, I feel like, maybe of him. But yeah, I like how he came out, Is he perfect? No, it's not perfect Darren likeness. Chair's details aren't perfect, but you know what? For my first time really sculpting something, I think it came out alright, so, take it easy on me. I'm not the most skilled in this, but I want to start doing more customs. And yeah, so why not start off with an insanely huge project that's completely all sculpted and painted instead of, I don't know, painting a wasp figure purple to be Cassie. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. So yeah, that's about it. Like, subscribe, check out my previous reviews. We got a lot. We did a couple Star Wars ones, some Mando. We got a lot coming forward. Got a couple more Star Wars stuff, a lot more Marvel stuff, a little bit of DC and Transformers if I get to it. I still got stuff backed up from Christmas. I just haven't gotten around to reviewing it. But yeah, I just really wanted to show this guy off, and because I don't know, it might be a bit of a while before my next upload for like a review wise, because I will be going to New York City for a week. Not for a week, for a weekend, but I will be going back to hang out with my family for a week, so there probably won't be another review for like at least a week and a half. So I know I keep putting y'all through the wait, but I hopefully you enjoyed this little dumb video. And I hope you enjoyed my Modok and, I don't know, gave you inspiration to do customs, or you're looking at it and you're like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Who's this guy think he is? And I'll be honest, I don't know either. But yeah, I bet if I put in a bit more preparation, planning, practice sculpted a bit for the face, did like accurate proportions and scaled out everything, it could have been a lot better. But for me just winging it with absolutely no money and barely any skill and practice under my belt, I think it came out pretty cool. So yeah, like I said, check out my Instagram, MoonKnightXO, to see a step-by-step on how I built it, if you're curious. And also just check it out, because you can talk to me there, you get teasers for upcoming reviews, and all that. I do reviews of movies, shows, some song reviews, and all that. It's just a fun time over there. So yeah, that's about it. Hope you have a great day, and remember, it's never too late to stop being a dick.